Good morning, class. This is week 4, chapter 3 lecture for Introduction to Sociology. The last quiz. The last quiz average was 75. It's going a little bit down. I predicted this would happen because I introduced an article. Looking through the forum, I can detect a few of you either didn't read the article or read it at the last minute. Your postings are reflective of this. Word of advice, keep up with the reading, keep up with the lecture, and you'll do fine in the class. So really at this point, nothing should be surprising. But if you feel the need to speak to other students, feel free to email them or create another posting within the forums and perhaps share advice or study tips. The only caveat being you cannot discuss the quiz. So I can't have somebody take the quiz early, go on the forums and share the material. But other than that, feel free to contact other students. If it helps you, go for it. So this week it was all about culture. So what is the culture of undergraduate students here at UTEP? Can you identify a true freshman on the first day of class in the fall semester? I would argue yes. They're funny and we've all been there. I was a true freshman at UTEP many moons ago. And I was lost. I didn't know where I was supposed to be going. I tried to find classes. I still took an orientation, but I really didn't pay much attention to it. But after about a month of taking classes at UTEP, I was able to navigate UTEP. Still, UTEP goes through great pains to orient students. Students have to go through a new student orientation. They learn a little bit of the traditions at UTEP. The picks up. UTEP is typically classified as a community university. What does this mean? It means almost everybody, and by almost everybody I mean almost everybody. I believe 78, 80, 85% of the student population does not live on campus. So we commute. First day of class in the fall semester, I-10 is a mess. Parking lots are filled. They're still filled. We're 4 weeks into the semester, and it's very difficult for me to find parking. So students don't live at UTEP. They commute to UTEP. And usually after class, students don't stick around UTEP. They leave. They quickly get in their cars and I have to go to work and I want to go home. I want to go get something to eat. There's very little interaction between students at UTEP. I've noticed. I think the interaction between students is primarily friendships built at the high school level. In my classes, in my face-to-face classes, I rarely see students interact with each other. I usually show up before the start of class, 15, 20 minutes before, and I wait outside and I see students, and mostly students either have headphones on, looking at their computers, reading, or on their phones. Very little interaction. And especially very little interaction with me. So when I approach a student outside of a class, UGLC, they get nervous, they pretend they're reading, or they simply walk away. Students don't like to talk to, other students or even faculty and staff. After classes, I see students turn into a mob, rushing towards cars. If it's their last class of the day, I see this huge sea of students just rush towards the parking lots. Why is that? Why don't UTEP students really communicate with each other? Some people say it's because it's a community university, but still, when students are here on campus, there's very little interaction. We have great facilities, a great library. The union's been renovated, but still, students leave. We have Centennial Plaza now, and I see a fair amount of students, but for the most part, my students, and I follow them. And after class, I'm walking behind a group of students, and I see 4 or 5 students that are in my class, and very little interaction. And when I talk to students and ask them about their friends, their network of friends, most of them identify more with the high school. Well, I do hang out with friends on the weekend, but it's mostly friends from my high school, friends I've known for a long time. Ask yourself this, how many friends do you have that you have met at UTEP? How many friends at UTEP have you made?